I put a spell on you because you're mine. You better stop the things you do. I tell you I ain't lying. You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better, Daddy. I can't stand it 'cause you put me down. Oh no, I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. You know I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you anyhow. And I don't care if you don't want me, I'm yours right now. I put a spell on you. Because you're mine.
Anna, take my car. I gave her the recorder, right? Oh, yes. And you have all the questions? Yes. And you know where you're going?
Yes, I do have a GPS and a 4.0 GPA. I can figure it out.
Are you wearing that?
Okay, maybe a little less talking, more eating. What about that?
You know I can't stand it. You're running around. You know better, Daddy. I can't stand it 'cause you put me down. Ooh, I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Because you're
Miss Kavanaugh?
Yes.
May I take your coat? Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
She's... Okay, so...
Mr. Gray will see you now.
Okay.
This way, please.
Okay.
Mr. Gray has a conference call at 11:15. Right this way.
Miss Kavanaugh. Are you all right? Christian Gray.
I'm Anastasia Steele. Miss Kavanaugh has the flu, so she asked me to fill in.
I see. So you're studying journalism as well?
No, English lit. Kate's my roommate.
As I said, I only have 10 minutes. Please, have a seat, Miss Steele.
Thank you. Ready?
Whenever you are.
Okay. So this is for the special graduation issue of the student newspaper.
Yes, I'm giving the commencement address at this year's ceremony.
You are? I mean, I know. You are very young to have amassed such an empire. To what do you
To
owe
what do I
your...
owe my success?
Yep.
Seriously?
Yes.
Business is about people. And I've always been good at people. What motivates them, what incentivizes them, what inspires them.
Maybe you're just lucky.
I've always found that the harder I work, the more luck I seem to have. The key to my success has been in identifying talented individuals and harnessing their efforts.
So you're a control freak?
Oh, I exercise control in all things, Miss Steele.
Okay. Your company is involved primarily in the telecommunications sector, yet you also invest in numerous agricultural projects, including several in Africa. Is that something that you feel passionate about? Feeding the world's poor?
It's smart business. You don't agree?
I don't know enough about it. I just wonder if perhaps your heart might be a bit bigger than you want to let on.
There's some people who say that I don't have a heart at all.
Why would they say that?
Because they know me well. Go on.
Do you have any interests outside of work?
I enjoy various physical pursuits.
You're unmarried. Oh, you were adopted at age 4.
It's a matter of public record.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
You have an actual question, Miss Steele?
Yeah, sorry. Are you gay? It's written here, I'm just...
No, Anastasia. I'm not gay.
I apologize, Mr. Gray. Kate can be a little...
Intrusive?
Curious.
What about you? Why did you ask me something that you want to know?
Earlier you said that there are some people who know you well. Why do I get the feeling that that is not true?
Mr. Gray, your next meeting is in the conference room.
Cancel, please. We're not finished here.
Yes, sir.
No, I can go. It's fine.
I would like to know more about you.
There's really not much to know about me.
You said you're an English major? Tell me, was it Charlotte Bronte, Jane Austen, or Thomas Hardy who first made you fall in love with literature?
Hardy.
I would have guessed Jane Austen. What are your plans after you graduate?
I'm just trying to get through finals right now.
And then?
And then I was planning on moving here to Seattle with Kate.
We offer an excellent internship program.
I don't think I'd fit in here. Look at me.
I am.
Mr. Gray's office.
I hope you got everything you needed.
I think you only answered 4 questions.
Anastasia.
Christian?
What should I do with this, Your Excellency?
Yes. I picked it up for Daria Alexandrovna and the children.
Bonjour, Lily.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, Grisha.
Bonjour.
Vasya.
Who's coming to see Grandmama? Me! Come along, my little ducklings.
Be good today, I'm off.
Read the chapter carefully. I'll come back to test you on it. Read it twice.
Oh, Steva.
And Dolly found a note from the governess.
Well?
Well, Steva wants me to come to Moscow to persuade Dolly to forgive him.
I'm to be deprived of my wife so that adultery may be forgiven. I can't excuse him just because he's your brother.
Oh, it's for Dolly's sake, too.
4 committees today. I have the world waiting for me. There's never time to look at your exercises.
Seryoja is doing very well, Your Excellency.
Who put this shirt on you? Well, never mind. I'll come and hear you read.
Tomorrow, perhaps. Thank you, Lukic. Perhaps tomorrow. No, not tomorrow.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Come along.
Alexei, do you think 9 years of marriage and children should count for nothing against an infatuation?
No. Very well. But sin has a price. You may be sure of that.
But why?
Because that's where Aunt Dolly lives.
But why?
I told you, Seryoja. She's not well. I must go to see her.
But why, Mama?
Don't make Mama cry. I'll be back before you know and bring you a present.
Don't want a present. I want you to stay.
My little Cortic.
What present?
That's better.
First time I've left my little boy.
So, you're leaving your son and I'm returning to mine. I'm Countess Vronskaya. I've been in St. Petersburg for the christening of a granddaughter. My elder son married Princess Cherkov. You're a charming creature. Why don't I know you?
I've never been in Moscow society, really.
But you know my name.
I've heard you mentioned.
Talked about, you mean? Ah, love.
Was it love?
Always. My sons are ashamed of me, but I'd rather end up wishing I hadn't than end up wishing I had, wouldn't you?
I don't know.
an appointment, Your Excellency, waiting outside.
Levin! Where did you disappear?
I'm very anxious to see you. I need your advice.
Well, come into my room then. This is my oldest friend, Konstantin Dmitrievich Levin. Someone send word I'll be a few minutes late. Oh, I've been hard at it. Sit down.
Hard at what, exactly?
Well, we're overwhelmed with work.
Paperwork.
Paperwork is the soul of Russia. Farming is only the stomach. Now, when am I going to come and shoot some snipe? Look at you in Western clothes you told me you'd never wear again. Something's up.
Yes. I'm in love. I've come back to propose. Have you guessed who she is?
I have a suspicion. Why didn't you propose when you were here?
I decided it was impossible. Kitty is of the heavens, an angel, and I am of the earth. But then I thought, and there's no life for me without her. Do I have a chance?
Of course you do. Shabatsky's giving a soiree this evening. Get there early, before the crowd. And if I may suggest...
Anything, what?
New boots.
Right. Anything else?
We'd better have dinner together. Come on, we'll meet later at L'Angleterre. Or do you prefer the Hermitage? Let's say 5:30 at L'Angleterre. I owe them more than the Hermitage, so it wouldn't be fair to withdraw my custom. New boots, coat, and a proper hat. Excuse me, do you... Oh, excuse me.
So unfair. You marry for love. You're a good husband. Children arrive. Years depart. And all of a sudden, your wife grows old and tired, and her hair is thin, and her body. And you yourself, you still have your vigor. And then you find yourself a martyr to distraction by so many women.
Forgive me, but I find that incomprehensible. As though I should leave this restaurant and steal a roll from a baker's shop.
Well, you know, a freshly baked roll.
I'm talking about love. And you're talking about your appetite.
Easily confused. Now, do you know Count Vronsky?
Who? No. Why?
He's your rival. He turned out from Petersburg after you left.
Who is he?
Oh, you don't need to worry about him. He's a rich, good-looking cavalry officer with nothing better to do than make love to pretty women. Is that cabbage soup?
Potage au choux à la Russe, as the gentleman ordered.
It's what I wanted. Understand that for me tonight is a question of life and death.
Kostya, Kitty would be mad to refuse you. And Dolly's on your side, you know. She says her sister Kitty was always meant to be your wife and will be.
Dolly said that. I've always thought your Dolly's a gem.
She is. She is. I loved her to distraction.
How am I to bear it when you are gone?
I'm going only half a mile, Emma.
The great is the difference between a Mrs. Weston half a mile away and a Miss Taylor in the house. You have been a friend and companion such as few possess. A governess in office, but little short of a mother in affection. I wish you every happiness on your wedding day.
It's a pity Mr. Weston ever thought of it.
Papa, Mr. Weston is such a good-humoured, pleasant, excellent man. He thoroughly deserves a good wife. And you would not have had Miss Taylor live with us forever when she might have had a house of her own.
A house of her own? Where is the advantage of a house of her own? This is 3 times as low. It's entirely unnecessary. Poor Miss Taylor. Poor Isabella.
My sister married 7 years ago, Papa. You must be reconciled to it by now.
That was a terrible day.
Shall always be a matter of great joy to me that I made the match myself. Everyone said Mr. Weston would never marry again. But I did not believe it.
Emma, you should not make matches or foretell things. Whatever you say always comes to pass. You must not make any more.
I promised to make none for myself, Papa. But I must indeed for other people. It is the greatest amusement in the world. And after such success, you know. Miss Bates, Mrs. Bates, Miss Gilbert, Mrs. Cox.
Mr. Woodhouse, sir? Miss Woodhouse?
Mr. Cole, Mrs. Cole.
Miss Woodhouse! Morning. Is this not the most happy, the most fortunate? This morning, I could not get my bonnet on for trembling. Surrounded by blessings. Wanting for nothing. I am trembling again. It's too joyful.
What is it, Emma?
I have a fancy that Mr. Weston's son may surprise us.
Frank Weston?
He's Frank Churchill now, Papa. He's his uncle's heir. When he came of age, he took his uncle's name. I so long to meet him.
But how do you know he might surprise us?
It is his father's wedding day. Mr. Weston speaks of him so highly. Cannot doubt that he will come.
Poor Miss Taylor.
Dearly beloved friends, we gather here in the sight of God to join together this man and this woman in holy matrimony, an honorable estate instituted by God in this time of man's great innocence.
Innocence? Innocence? No?
Mother, you must eat. It is impolite not to eat.
about to say, sir?
Why do you keep a carriage if you never put it out?
It's just such a shame to see it standing by. A gentleman on foot, it's
Unusual.
unusual.
Good evening, Mrs. Reynolds.
At last, Mr. Knightley. You must have had a shocking walk.
Not at all, sir. It's a beautiful evening.
You must have found it very damp and dirty.
Dirty, sir? Look at my shoes. Not a speck on them. How do you do? I came to wish you joy.
Joy? Oh, the wedding. It's a terrible day.
So how did you all behave? Who cried the most?
We all behaved charmingly. Everybody was in their best looks. Not a tear, and hardly a long face to be seen.
Bring the screen a little closer. Mr. Knightley feels a chill.
And what of Mr. Frank Churchill? Is he every bit as handsome as his father promised he would be? He did not come.
You see, he wished exceedingly to come, but his aunt and uncle could not spare him.
Well, I dare say he might have come if he could.
I do not know why you should say so.
If Frank Churchill had wanted to attend his father's wedding, he would have contrived it. He chose not to come.
We have never met Mr. Frank Churchill. We do not know what he is able or unable to do.
There is one thing, Emma, which a man can always do if he chooses, and that is his duty. It is Frank Churchill's duty to pay this attention to his father.
He also has a duty to his aunt who is unwell.
Mrs. Churchill has been unwell for as long as she could say so. Her nephew is not a doctor. If he had told her simply and resolutely that he must attend his father's wedding, there would have been no opposition to his going.
You are the worst judge in the world, Mr. Knightley, of the difficulties of dependence. You've always been your own master. You have no idea what it is to have tempers to manage.
I shall remember that next time you quarrel with me.